Oh no! He's coming! I can hear him! It's also got stereo so you can know what side he is from you. Oh my goodness! Ah! Alright, so that's cool. And then he got to me, so he like just looks around and stuff. Alright, cool. Now instead of just having him walk right at us, let's make him walk to a random position so he's just kind of like patrolling around the environment totally randomly. So let's open up the monster script again. So I'm just going to comment out this part so he doesn't walk to the player. And at the top, let's go private string state equals idle. So that'll be like his behavior kind of thing. And let's go private bool alive equals true. And the update, let's go if we're alive, do all the stuff that he does. And let's add an idle state. So let's go, so this will be our idle. So if state is equal to idle, do all the stuff in here. So first we'll go pick a random place to walk to vector 3 random position equals random dot inside unit sphere. So see, it says it's going to find a random point inside a sphere with a radius of 1. So I want the radius to be like 20, so times 20f. So that's pretty easy to understand, right? It's just finding a random point within like a certain radius of space. So then we'll go nav mesh hit. We'll just call it nav hit. Nav mesh dot sample position transform dot position. So our current position plus that random position. So it's like finding a random spot, but it's starting from where we're currently standing and just finding a random spot from where we are. We'll go out nav hit and max distance of 20. Go nav mesh dot all areas. So what this is doing is we are starting from our current position, find a random spot within a radius of about 20, and then that could be like in the air or something. So it's finding the closest spot on the nav mesh to that random spot that he can walk to. So if it's like behind a wall or something, then it would just be like closer than that. So it's the closest spot that we can walk to. So just like how we have down here, nav mesh set destination, we'll do that, except instead of player transform dot position, we'll do nav hit dot position. So that's that position that we just made. Then we'll change our state to walk. We're not idle anymore. And so save that. I'm going to just open the navigation thing just to make it so that we can like look at this. So if I press play, see it, we pointed him to that spot, and then he walks to it, and then he just stands around. So it should be like another spot. He's trying to walk over there. Trying to walk right up to us. And so once he walks there, let's make him like walk to another spot. So let's add walk. So if state is equal to walk, if nav dot remaining distance is less than or equal to nav dot stopping distance. Stopping distance. And we're not nav dot path pending. So, and we're not calculating another path to walk. So we're close to the goal. So basically we walked to our destination, and we're not trying to find, like, we didn't walk like up to a wall right beside it and we're calculating a path around or something. Like, we just walked up to it. Then we'll just go state equals idle again, and then he will go back and find a new spot to walk to. So save that. Bam. So he's going to a random spot somewhere. So there's a spot he's going to. And then he'll stop, and then he'll find another spot to go to. Back, gizmos off, stop that, turn this off too. So that's pretty cool. So he walks around kind of randomly. Now we need to make it so that he could see the player. So we need like a cone shape. So if you went to game object, 3D object, you would like use one of these shapes, right? But we don't have a cone, so we need to get one from somewhere else. So we're going to get one from online. We're going to get a script that generates a cone. So let's just create a new script, C# script, capital, create, capital, cone. It has to be spelled exactly like that. And then we'll go online and we'll get, I'm going to put a link below so that you can get the script for it. But also, this guy named Sparkman gave me a shout out in his tutorial videos. So I want to give a shout out to Sparkman. So this guy's making like lots of tutorial stuff, and he's pretty funny the way he talks and stuff. He's a pretty funny guy. So Sparkman, you guys, you can check this dude out. The amazing Sparkman. Let's make games. He makes a lot of tutorials every day, it looks like.
So you can see that I had created some sort of military base here. Now in this demo we are going to try to rescue this lady. There she is. She's been held captive and we have to rescue her. Alright, so let's get started.
I'll put a link to his channel below too, as well. But let's go to, so on the wiki, unity3d.com, there's a create cone script. And just copy this entire thing. Copy it. And then go to, and let's open our create cone. And select all, paste it. If it doesn't paste, try closing monodevelop and reopening it, because sometimes it like loses the ability to paste for me if I copy things off the internet. But we're just going to use this whole thingy, so we'll save that, and we need to put it inside the editor folder. So let's just drag it into the editor folder here and wait for it to compile. There's a little spinny thing in the bottom right of Unity. And now if we go to game object, there's a new create other that's generated by the script, and there's cone. Vertices 10 is good, radius top 0.5. You can try putting different numbers and make different things for the player to see, but this is what worked good for me. Radius bottom 3, a length of 8, and I'll also turn on add collider and create. So we got this cone. I am going to name this eyes and just drag it inside the monster. And so you could move it so that it's like, this is basically where the area he's going to see, right? And also make it a convex collider and is a trigger. And I'm actually going to remove the mesh renderer So this is the thing that he's going to use for his vision. So if you enter different numbers, then it can be a different shape though. And just put it somewhere like where it would be on his face. Just where it looks about like a good spot. And since it's a trigger, it won't collide with anything. So in our monster script, we'll go to the top here and go public transform eyes. And in the update, I'm just going to temporarily add debug draw line. This is, you don't have to do this part. This is just to show you, to help understand how we're going to let him see the player. Eyes dot position. So we're going to draw a line from eyes dot position to player dot transform dot position, and we'll just make it color green. Save, and we'll attach the eyes to that script once it's done compiling. So where are we here? So the eyes, drag them on there. Actually, I'm going to keep gizmos on here. And so you can see this line that's being drawn from him. And then if it cuts through a wall or something, then we know that he can't see us. Right? So we're going to do that. So when we walk into this field of view, it's going to trigger to draw a line and see if it intersects through a wall or if it hits the player. And then if it does, then that means he can see us. So back in the monster script, I'm just going to comment that out because I don't want to actually use it. And let's make another public function to check if we can see the player. So public void check site if we're live. So raycast hit, ray hit if physics dot linecast eyes player position, whatever, eyes position. So from the eyes position to the player's transform position, out ray hit. So if we intersected with something when it drew that line, oops, we'll just go print hit ray hit dot collider dot the game object of the collider that we just intersected with dot name. So we'll just print out what he sees. Save this, and let's make a script for the player once it's done compiling here. Create C# script player, wait for it to finish compiling, and then go to player, and drag player on here, and double click them. So I'm just going to remove the start and the update, and let's just go public bool alive equals true, and let's go void on trigger enter collider other if other, the other collider dot game object dot name is eyes. So that name right there, if it's eyes, because we're going to have multiple bad guys, and we'll just have the same name, eyes, for all of them. Then, so we need to get all the way into this script and call this check site thing. So we're going to go from eyes to the parent of the eyes, which is the monster, to get the component, which is that script. Other.transform.parent .get component monster script .check site. Transform.parent is the monster, right? Because we're starting here. The transform parent is this, and then we get the component is the monster script, and then because our script is public check site, we're able to do the check site thing. And I'm just going to temporarily make it so that he keeps walking towards the player because it will be easier to see what he's intersecting. So I'm just going to temporarily have that on and wait for it to compile. So you can see he hit eyes. Wait, what? What do you mean hit eyes? That doesn't make any sense. Hit player. Alright, sweet. So hit player when I walk into his view. Hit the player. From behind this thing. See, it says hit clock collider. See if we can get him over here. So hit the player. If I go behind this thing and walk into it, hit the hearse. So he's seeing that. He saw me there. Alright, so you can sort of tell that sometimes he's hitting these other objects and stuff. Yeah, so hit the clock, it hit the hearse, so it's just drawing a line towards the player, and if there's something in the way, it's just saying what it hit. So I'm just gonna turn that back off again. So inside of our monster, so we've already got an audio source on him, but on Zombear, inside of him, I'm gonna add another audio source, because we're using that one for the footsteps, but we'll use this one to make him roar. So audio source, and I'm going to click this little circle thing, and I'm going to use Elephant Death. So I'm going to double click that. I'm not going to play on awake. We'll make him roar when he sees the player. So in the monster script, at the top, let's add another audio clip. So we'll go public audio source growl, and let's update the check site. So I'm not going to print this anymore. I'm going to go if ray hit dot collider dot game object dot name is equal to player. So if we see the player, spelled exactly the same as that. If we're not currently trying to kill the player, so if state is not equal kill, then we should chase after him and try to kill him. So state equals chase, and the nav.speed, we'll make it back to 3.5 again, where it was nice and fast, because normally it is 1.2. So now he's going to move a lot quicker. And same with the anim speed. I'll make that also 3.5. And on our growl.pitch equals 1.2, so we'll make it a little bit higher pitch. It's normally 1, so we'll make it kind of more like he's shrieking or something. And then just go growl.play. And let's go after our walk here, let's add a chase. So if state is equal to chase, let's go nav dot destination equals player dot transform dot position. Save. Oh, and I forgot to put a little equal sign there, so save that. And now it will compile. Alright, there we go, growl. Let's drag Zombear onto there, because that's where the growl sound is. Turn off this gizmo. So let's see what this does. Oh my goodness. Holy crap. Give me a freaking heart attack. I'm gonna move him a little bit farther away so that he can't see me in like the first second. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, freaky bear man. What, you not see me? What's up? What's up? How did you not see me? Oh my goodness, you see me. But you can't get me, sucker. You can't get in here. Because you're stupid. Okay. How did he not? That is pretty enjoyable. So let's make it so he looks around a bit more. So back to the top of the monster script, go private float weight equals 0f, and let's update the walk state. Instead of going idle, let's say search and weight equals 5f. So he's going to search for like 5 seconds. Let's add a search state. Search if state is equal to search if weight is greater than 0f, weight minus equals time dot delta time. So that's going to happen for 5 seconds. Transform dot rotate 0 120 f times time dot delta time and 0. So he's going to rotate around at the speed of 120, and then we'll go else. So after 5 seconds, we'll just go back to idle. State equals idle. So now he should kind of search for the player a bit. It's not working, eh? I need to figure out why that's not working. I think that maybe we have to do on the eyes. I think you might have to do ignore raycast. Not sure. Let's print what it's hitting and see if he ever. It should never say eyes if that worked. You should never be able to raycast the eyes. That'll probably make it work better. I hope. Oh my god, it hit the player! I cannot outrun this guy. You can hold shift to run, by the way, if you didn't realize. Oh my head. I think he was hitting the eyes. The eyes were actually, like the line was actually hitting the eyes itself, which was causing him to not see the player. So I think that ignore raycast fixes that problem. Alright, so now let's make it so that after he sees you, if you get far enough away, then he can't see you anymore. And then he still walks around your general area because he knows roughly where you are. So instead of doing just a totally random position, he'll go to like your position but randomized a bit, so it's like your general area, and we'll make that like pretty close to you. And then after he walks to there and he didn't find you, then we'll make it like a bigger area and a bigger, so he slowly loses track of where you are, and then he'll go back to normal. So let's go back to the monster script and go to the top and go private bool high alert equals false, and private float alertness equals 20f. So alertness will be like the radius that we use for when he's picking a random position. So let's update the chase state. So we'll go lose sight of player float distance equals vector3 dot distance transform dot position player dot transform dot position if distance is greater than 10f, because we got far away from him, then we'll do state equals hunt. And let's add a hunt state. Hunt. So if state is equal to hunt, we'll see if we caught up to him again. So I'm going to copy this thing. If we caught up to the player, if nav dot remain distance blah 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 less than stopping distance, and we're not calculating a new place to walk. Basically, after we finish walking to our destination, we'll go state equals search. Wait equals 5 seconds. We're high alert now, so high alert equals true. And we're gonna leave the speed fast, so he's still gonna be walking around really quickly. And alertness equals 5. So we're gonna use, so when we make a random position in that random radius, instead of like 20, we'll just do like 5, and we're gonna start from the player's position when we're in high alert. So he's going to be going like really near where the player is, his general area, because he's just kind of like seen him recently. And we will also go check sight one more time. So we got away from him, but we have to be behind a wall or something, or he'll still see us. So we'll do check sight, and if we're not behind a wall or anything, even though we're pretty far away, he's still going to spot us, and it'll just go back into this thing again, and he'll growl and chase us again. So let's update the idle state. So instead of this being 20 all the time, we'll use the level of alertness. So it's 20 by default, but if he's high alert, we changed it down to 5. So I'm going to put a gap. I'm going to move these down here. And after this sample position stuff, we'll go if high alert. We'll grab this sample position stuff and just copy it. But instead of transform.position, we're going to do player.transform.position. So this is like go near the player because we're in high alert. each time lose awareness of player general position. Alertness plus equals 5f. So it's we set it down to 5 and then we'll increase it by 5 each time. So 5, 10, 15, and then 20. And then if alertness is greater than 20f, say high alert equals false, and we'll return him to the normal speed too. So we'll just go completely back to normal because he was running around that whole time. So basically, after we've seen the player, you get far away from him and he tries to look at you with that line again, but if you're behind a wall or something, then he doesn't know where you are. So he finishes walking to wherever he was going, and then he goes to a random position really close to the player, and if he doesn't see you again, then he goes to a random position a little bit bigger but still close to the player. And he does that a few times until he's pretty random, like he can't really find the player, and then he just goes back to normal, and then he slows back down, and then he's just totally random again and has no idea where the player is. So let's see how that does. So just walking around and stuff, going to some random spot. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! So if I get far enough away and I'm behind something, crap, sorry. He saw me! Behind this? Oh, he doesn't know where I am. He's gonna pick a position. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, pretty much near me. And he's gonna look around. Pick a position near me, but not quite as accurate this time. Haha! You can't find me, sucker! Oh my heck. It's kind of freaking me out. Okay, he doesn't know where I am. See, he slowed down. Now he really has no idea. Ha! You don't know where I am, stupid. But then he gets up to us, nothing happens, so we gotta make him kill us.